Hello and good afternoon to one and to all. Welcome to this afternoon's session for the PYP X 2021-2022. Hopefully you will enjoy this session because today we have two fantastic speakers lined up for you. So let's introduce myself first. My name is Mr. Niall and I will be the moderator for this afternoon's session. Today you will hear from two presenters, Micah and Warren. And without giving too many details away, Micah is going to express himself through Chinese chess, while Warren will express himself through playing basketball. So with that in mind, here is a look at our presenters, Micah on the left and Warren on the right. The title of Micah's presentation is Chinese chess, and the title of Warren's presentation is Slam Dunk. Just before we get to hearing from the presenters, there is just a little bit of housekeeping beforehand. So you can see them on your screen there. Please take a look through them. You've probably seen them before if you're a regular viewer. However, it is important to just kind of keep them in mind. So simple things like turn on your camera, please keep your microphone on mute. Very important for questions. You can ask questions at any time during either presentation. However, we will not ask the questions until both Micah and Warren have finished. But at any time, please do ask questions in the chat box. We welcome any questions. Also, do not record any of our PYP sessions, please, because we will be recording the sessions and they will be used for school publication. And just the final thing, if you're using a laptop, for the best user experience, we suggest that you use speaker view. Now that the housekeeping is out of the way, we can move on to the main event. So up first, you are going to hear from the first presenter, Micah, and Micah is going to present to us about Chinese chess.
Hello everyone. Have you ever wondered if there is any traditional board game that can positively influence students in this era of online games? Well, here I am to introduce the game Chinese chess to all of you. Let us now dive into the quest for Chinese chess. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Micah. I'm currently in year 6. I like reading books and playing logical games, such as Rubik's Cubes, international chess, and Chinese chess. I learned Chinese chess from my grandpa a year ago, and I've been playing it since then. I've been promoting Chinese chess to my surroundings to bring benefits and a positive impact to my whole community. I would like to introduce my mentors to all of you. My main mentors are Miss Grace and Miss Catherine, and my general mentors are Miss Durbin, Miss Lenny, and Miss Lena. What is Chinese chess? Chinese chess, known as Xiangqi, is a popular traditional board game in China, and you can say it is a cousin of international chess. Chinese chess was invented by a Chinese commander during the Han Dynasty. The game represents a battle he was having, and it was named after the enemy general Xiangqi. Later, the game was improvised during the Tang Dynasty and evolved to what we now call Chinese chess. I choose this topic because I love playing Chinese chess, as it exercises my logical thinking skills, and I have been enjoying playing logical games since I was little. It also helps express the way my mind works and stimulates my creativity in decision making. In addition, I get to promote to other children an ancient game that can improve our strategic thinking skills and problem solving skills. My central idea is we can express our feelings and learn new ideas through playing to reach a new understanding. My lines of inquiry, key concepts, and related concepts. My first line of inquiry is what strategic board games are, with form as its key concept, and structure as its related concept. My second line of inquiry is strategic board games as a way to express and share ideas, with function as its key concept and communication as its related concept. Last but not least, my third line of inquiry is how strategic board games motivate us to be more creative, with its key concept being connection and its related concepts being strategy. My approach to learning skills or research skills, I had to research more about Chinese chess and find information on creating animation. Thinking skills, I had to brainstorm on the plan to create the animation for my action video. Communication skills, I had to discuss my ideas with mentors, listen to their feedback, and do presentations in the process. And self-management skills, I had to manage my time better to finish all the tasks on time. Learner profile. I was being an inquirer because I learned to search for answers to my questions by asking my mentors and researching them on the internet. I was open-minded because I learned to accept feedback from my mentors and make an improvement in the process. I was also a risk taker because I learned to create something new that I've never done before, which is making a graphic animation. Finally, I was being balanced because I learned to divide my time between doing my work for the project and doing other things. The survey was targeted for Year 4 to Year 6 students. Most of the students I surveyed have heard what Chinese chess is, but most of them have never played it. And among the students who have played it, only a few students are capable of playing it. However, a majority of the students are interested to try playing it if they were given the chance. My campaign. First, I made a presentation slides for my campaign. Then, I prepared a script and made a video recording for my campaign to introduce Chinese chess while mentioning its history, culture, and values. The video also talked about the differences between Chinese chess and international chess. Finally, I edited my video recording using an application called InShot before presenting the video campaign to several classes. My main action was making an animation video to teach children on how to play Chinese chess for beginners and posting it on Instagram. And my other action was guiding students on how to play Chinese chess while they play against each other on a website. Now, I will be playing a part of my animation video tutorial. What's up guys, welcome back to another episode of Chinese Chess Tutorial. Today we are going to cover how to play the game for beginners. The way to win this game is to position an enemy general so it can be captured but cannot escape the capture. This is called checkmate. Players pick a color and put the pieces down as shown. On each side is a 3x3 square with diagonal lines called the palace. And in the middle of the board is a river. Pieces can cross the river unless the piece's rules says you cannot do it. Red usually goes first, then blue. You can capture another piece using your pieces by landing on the space that the enemy piece is sitting on. Captured pieces cannot be used anymore and must be put at the side. The symbols for the pieces may vary depending on its side. The general can only move one space, front, right, back, and left, but not diagonally. The general cannot leave the palace. The general cannot be in one line with the other general unless a piece is between them. The guard can move one space diagonally and cannot leave the palace. The bishop moves two spaces diagonally and cannot jump over pieces. They also cannot cross the river. The horse can move one space horizontally, then diagonally. If there is a piece where the horse moves horizontally to, the horse may not go there as its foot is blocked. The chariot moves horizontally and vertically in any spaces they want, but they cannot jump. The cannon moves horizontally and vertically like the chariot, but they can only capture pieces if another piece in any color is between them. Well, that is part of the animation video. If you would like to watch the full video, please visit my PYPX group Instagram account shown here. Initially, I had to use an application called PYP to cut out images in the process. Next, I was unsure what application to use for my animation. Then, my mentors arranged a guest speaker, Mr. Roy, to teach me how to animate using Microsoft PowerPoint. From that moment onwards, it was a breeze, and I could finish it in just a matter of time. Next, I prepared a voiceover script and started recording my voice into the animation for the tutorial video. Lastly, I edited the animation video with InShot. My live tutorial. First, I promoted the live tutorial session to my class, and there were 5 students who were interested in joining the session. By using Spin the Wheel, I was able to pick 2 lucky players who faced off against each other at xiangqi.com, while I advised both of them on what to move. My mentors invited a guest speaker to teach me how to animate. His name is Mr. Roy, and he introduced me to the Microsoft PowerPoint application that made it possible for me to animate easily, which saved me a lot of time in creating the tutorial animation video. My conclusion. Initially, I was confused about what application to use in creating the animation, and that made my main action very challenging to do. However, although this action is supposed to be very time-consuming, I soon discovered that by using PowerPoint, I was able to accomplish it with ease and found myself actually having fun doing this action. Furthermore, live tutoring the students in playing Chinese chess was really fun too. Overall, it was a great experience. What will I do next? I will keep on promoting Chinese chess to everyone I know. Perhaps I can even start a Chinese chess club among my friends. I will continue inviting others to play the game, online and offline, to influence them into liking Chinese chess. Here are a few extra Chinese chess facts. Did you know xiangqi actually means elephant chess in Chinese? The game was once banned in ancient China because the commander who invented the game fell out of favor with the emperor, and Chinese chess boosts memory and improves brain power. This is my reflection. I learned a lot in this PYPX journey, such as how important it is to have better time management and the different ways you can express yourselves. In the process, during the live tutorial, I experienced firsthand how stressful teaching is when a student neglects your advice. However, it is very rewarding when a student performs more than expected. Now, this experience makes me even more appreciative towards my teachers. If I were to repeat this project again, I will definitely organize better and start executing the project a lot sooner. Thank you everyone for listening. I hope you've enjoyed my presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
I did enjoy the presentation, Micah. Thank you very much for an informative and detailed look at Chinese chess. It looked scary on the board there because normal chess is also scary for me, but it's good to see that you are trying to promote Chinese chess, and hopefully you had a positive impact on some people. Thank you for also being very honest in your reflection in regards to things you needed to improve upon. Overall, it was a great job. So that is Micah's presentation out of the way. Feel free in the audience to post any questions you have for Micah at any time. We will go through them after we've heard from our next presenter. Speaking of our next presenter, let me introduce to you Warren, who's going to talk about the benefits of playing basketball.
Hello everyone, my name is Warren Ang, but you can call me Warren. I am a 6th grader in Tunas Muda. During my free time, I usually play basketball and playing online games. And for my PYPX topic, I chose physical activity. You may ask why I chose this topic. I chose this topic because I love to play basketball since I was a kid, and I want people to do more physical activity during this pandemic so that they can be more healthy. And I want to show other people videos about basketball and what are the benefits of playing basketball. My central idea is we can express our feelings and learn new ideas through play to come to new understandings. The lines of inquiry for my topic are: first, the history and structure of basketball. Number 2, how can basketball help to maintain a healthy lifestyle? Number 3, practicing different types of basketball moves and skills. My key concepts are form, function, and change. And my related concepts are physical activity, effect, and health. My approaches to learning is: first, research skills. I develop my research skill by doing a lot of research about my topic and finding all the information I need to put in my slide. Number 2, self-management skills. I develop my self-management skills by managing my time and finishing all my PYPX work. My learner profile is: first, knowledgeable. I am knowledgeable because I have a lot of knowledge to find out about basketball. Number 2, thinkers. I am a thinker because I need to think on what I'm going to do for my PYPX. These are the mentors that help me during my PYPX. My group mentors are Mr. Niall, Miss Lisbeth, and Pak Sutris. My general mentors are Miss Durbin, Miss Lenny, and Miss Lina. And my specialist mentors are Miss Rika, Miss Mariza, and Patimi. Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, my name is Warren Ang, and today I'm going to show you about my PYP exhibition. What is physical activity? Physical activity can be defined as any movement of the body that requires energy expenditure. Types of physical activity. First, aerobic. Second, muscle strengthening. Third, bone strengthening. And fourth, stretching. What is basketball? Basketball is a sport where two teams compete with an objective of shooting a ball into a hoop. The court is rectangle and on each side there is a hoop. Players move the ball up the court by bouncing it while walking or running. What are the benefits of playing basketball? An hour of playing basketball could burn 630 until 750 calories. Second, build up endurance. Third, improve balance and coordination. Fourth, develop concentration and self-discipline. And fifth, build up muscle. Structure of basketball. Basketball is a fast-moving team sport played indoors on a rectangular court divided in half by the midcourt line. Two teams of 5 players each attempt to score by shooting a ball through a hoop, which is 3.48 meters high and mounted on a backboard at either end of the court. Different types of basketball skills. First is dribbling, second is shooting, third is defense, fourth is rebounding, and fifth is passing. Here's some history of basketball. The history of basketball began with its invention in 1891 in Springfield, Massachusetts by a Canadian physical education instructor, James Naismith, as a less injury-prone sport than football. Naismith was a 31-year-old graduate student when he created the indoor sport to keep athletes indoor during the winters. I made a basketball video showing some tips how to play basketball better. I want to show this video because I want people to do more physical activity during this pandemic and I want other people to be healthier. To promote my basketball, I post videos about basketball on my story highlights and show the benefit of playing basketball on Instagram. And if you want to see the video not blurry, please watch it in my Instagram. During the pre-survey, only 52.6% played physical activity during this pandemic. But after my presentation, all of them are going to do more physical activity. In the pre-survey, only 50% like to play basketball, but after I show my presentation, more people like to play basketball. Here's my PYPX journey. Choosing topic. My first idea I have was about online game addiction, but after I thought again, I wanted to do physical activity. Here's help from my parents. Conduct a pre-survey and post-survey. Guest speaker session. This was a guest speaker session with Kapupu. She was teaching about how to make a short film. This was my guest speaker session with Kaabi. He's teaching more about basketball. Reflection. This PYPX is a very tough project. I had a lot of challenges and problems during this PYPX and I was struggling to finish my work on time. But in this PYPX, I learned a lot of things like how to manage my time. Here's the resources. Thank you.
I forgot to unmute the microphone. I was nearly going to continue speaking until I saw that. It's good to know that we are live. Thank you, Warren, for your presentation. That was very enjoyable about the benefits of basketball. So now that we've heard from both presenters, both Micah and Warren, I'd like to welcome them both on to the spotlight here to join me for the next part of today's session. Hello, there we go. Hi, Micah. Hi, Warren.
Hello.
How are you guys feeling now that you've watched your presentations? How are you feeling, Micah?
So nervous.
Feeling good. Okay. And Warren, how are you feeling?
A little bit nervous.
Don't worry. You're just talking to me. Forget about everyone else. You're just talking to me and Micah. So just relax. Was it weird looking at yourself on the screen?
Yeah.
I hate it too. I really dislike seeing myself or hearing my voice. But no, you both did a great job. So well done to both of you. And I'm not sure if this is good news or bad news, but you have plenty of questions. You have plenty of questions. So maybe that's good news. It seems like both presentations have garnered some interest from our audience, and they are currently hitting us with some questions. So with that in mind, I will direct the questions to Micah first, since his presentation was first, and that will give others time to think of some questions for Warren. So Micah, most of these questions will be directed at yourself. And again, if I do pronounce any of the people the questionnaires, the people posing the question, if I've mispronounced their names, I apologize. This one is from Dory Lee. And Micah, the question is, how long did it take you to prepare everything for your PYP exhibition?
It took me about 4 months.
1 second, Micah. I'm just going to stop you because you're breaking up. Is your internet stable or?
Stable.
Stable. Okay. Try again. So I'll just repeat the question from Dory Lee. Micah, how long did it take you to prepare everything for your PYP exhibition?
It took me 4 to 5 months to prepare my PYP.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that, Micah. It seems to be the audio seems to be cutting in and cutting out. Let's come back to that question in a moment. Let's try another one. It could be just an issue with the audio. In fact, if we have questions for Warren, Micah, what I'll do is I'll jump to Warren and then I will come back to you. Hopefully it will have fixed. So Warren, we're going to move over to you now because Micah's having some.
I would like to change my computer for a while. May I?
You would like to?
Change my computer. The audio is
Sure.
not working.
Okay, that's understandable. That's fine because we'll go to Warren first. So better to change to give yourself the best chance to answer these questions. So work away. Micah will please join us as soon as possible. Okay, Warren, we're going to jump to you sooner rather than before. So questions for Warren here. 1 second. Do we have questions for Warren? Most of the questions. Okay, we have a question for both presenters. So I'll ask it for you, Warren. And this one's from Miss Rachel. What are you most proud of during your PYP journey? What one thing are you most proud of?
When I present my campaign slides to the year 5.
Can you give the audience a reason why? What made you feel so?
Because after my presentation, more year 5 are going to do physical activity.
Okay, thank you for that, Warren. And next question is from Ibu Siska. And who was your biggest supporter in your PYP exhibition? Or supporters, can be more than one.
Both of my parents.
Can you tell us how they helped you?
My dad helped me recording my basketball, and my mom helped me for the things that I need.
Excellent. Okay, thank you for answering the question and thank you for the question. And next question is from Miss Lenny. And Warren, the question is, if you were given extra time to promote your action, what would you do? So if you had more time.
I'm going to record more tips how to play basketball because I only get to record only some.
Not as many as you wanted, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, very good. If there was more time, you would have liked to record more tutorials. What was fun about the tutorials, Warren? What makes you want to do more of them?
Because I like to play basketball and I'm going to show them the video of me playing basketball.
Okay, very good. Okay, thank you for that. And another question for you, Warren, from Diana. How long do you play basketball every day? Which one do you like best? Do you like basketball or soccer? So it's two questions there. Two questions. First one is, how long do you play basketball every day?
I don't play basketball every day, but usually I play for 30 minutes.
30 minutes. And would you prefer basketball or soccer?
Basketball.
Why? What is it about basketball that's better than soccer?
Because it just looks more fun. And
is it? Yeah.
There's a famous people that inspire me.
Oh, please tell us who they are.
LeBron James.
Okay, LeBron James, very good. And yeah, he's quite a big star. And another question, welcome back. Micah, you can relax for a moment. Warren is on a hot streak. Warren, another question is from Miss Rachel. Very good question. Warren, have you learned anything during the PYP exhibition that you think will help you in secondary school?
Yeah, managing my time and focusing on my work first before doing anything else.
Okay, very good. Thank you. And I think we might be done with Warren, but just let me double check. Very good, Warren, by the way. Well done for somebody who said they were nervous. You're doing a great job, so keep it up, because we do have a few questions for both Micah and yourself. Micah, how is your audio now?
My audio is good now.
Better. That's good. That's good. At least you were able to come back and join us. That's the most important thing. Okay, so Micah, I'll re-ask the first question from earlier. And it was from Dory Lee. And the question was, how long did it take you to prepare everything for your PYP exhibition?
It took me 4 to 5 months because I had to design on my topic, and then my actions.
Okay, very good. Thank you. And just if you can you test your microphone again, Micah, maybe even just move a little closer to it? Can you test your audio for me real quick, please?
Test.
Okay, much better. Much better. You're going to, unfortunately, for answering, you're probably going to have to go in a little bit close because it sounded far away earlier, but that's fine. So, Micah, next question for you is from Ibu Siska. And the question is, what drew you towards Chinese chess? Why is it more interesting to you compared to, say, international chess?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Sure. What drew you to Chinese chess? Why did you choose Chinese chess? And how is it more interesting to you compared to international, regular chess?
So that was a good question. So I picked this Chinese chess because it is a strategic board game, and I love strategic games. And it's a way I could express myself, and it's I like to uh, uh, promote to others an ancient game, and I think Chinese chess is better than international chess because it's more complex and dynamic. Because in Chinese chess, there are 90 spaces to move, while in chess, there are 64. And that is because in Chinese chess, the pieces stand on the line, while in chess, the pieces stand on the space, which means there are more positions in Chinese chess, which makes it more complex.
Okay, very good. A very comprehensive answer. Thank you for that, Micah. Next question then is from Fila. And Micah, the question is, if you must choose one, I think you've already answered this, but we'll ask it anyway. If you had to choose one, would you choose Chinese chess or international chess?
Chinese chess.
Yeah, and you've already explained the reasons behind there, so I don't think there's much point in repeating the information, but it's also a good question. Both Chinese chess and international chess really scare me, but it's very good that you're taking on. What's that?
I like both of them.
You like both of them. Very good. Okay, cool. And the next question is from Anne. And the question here, I'm going to try and say it, but don't worry if I mispronounce it. Sejak umur berapa kamu belajar bermain chess dan siapa yang menginspirasimu sehingga kamu tertarik dengan bermain chess?
I don't understand a thing you say.
Okay. It might be easier to pop it into the chat box. Let me pop it into the chat box and take a look, Micah. No, Miss Susie's beaten me to it. So take a look at the last message from Miss Susie.
So, jadi saya mulai bermain catur Cina ini saat saya 11 tahun, dan kakek saya yang menginspirasi saya untuk main karena dia yang mengajar saya, dan ya, terima kasih.
Okay, very good. Thank you for the answer. And another question, Micah, is from Ika Perdana. And the question is, in your personal experience, what is the longest duration of your Chinese chess game? Also, your presentation was very informative and well done.
The longest, I've never actually took track of my game, how long it took, but sometimes it could take 20 minutes. If I played with my grandpa, it will be 25 sometimes. But sometimes I will be demolished easily in just like 5 minutes.
I was going to ask the question, who normally wins?
I never even beaten my grandpa, but with my grandma, then I would win.
Okay, very good. Thank you for that. And next question there is from Ibu Diana. And the question is there any chess competitions in Indonesia, or do you have to join competitions online?
Sometimes Chinese chess, the Chinese chess organization, they make competition, but I don't really know if it's in Indonesia or not, and it doesn't have to be online. You could even like make a competition with your friends playing Chinese chess.
Okay, thank you very much, Micah. And the next question is from Miss Lisbeth. And her question is, are you going to continue to promote Chinese chess after the exhibition? And if yes, who is your target audience?
I would still like to promote Chinese chess because I like it, and I would like to promote it to kids around 12 years old, 11 years old, 10 years old. around that age.
Okay, around that age group. Very good. And well, you'll be interested to know you may have got a converter because Miss Rachel has asked, thank you for a very interesting presentation. I have not heard of Chinese chess before. Is there a way I can learn how to play? And what do you think we can do to enable more people to learn to play Chinese chess?
So you could learn from my Instagram. It's in the chat box. You could watch the tutorial video, and or you could go to YouTube and search how to play Chinese chess, which is an obvious answer. And what was the second question again?
Second part of the question is, how can we get more people to play Chinese chess? Are there ways that you can think of that we can expand its popularity?
I could make more animation videos about Chinese chess, explaining strategies and those things. Or I could start a Chinese chess club.
Good, yeah, that could be an interesting one for an extracurricular activity. And by the way, a nice promotion of your IG account. Well done when Miss Rachel asked how to learn. Okay, we've got a few more questions left for just directly for Micah. So we'll get through these nice and quickly. There is another question from Miss Lenny. And the question is, thank you for promoting Chinese chess board with us. So glad that we have youngsters who are interested in traditional games and play too. Here's the question. What is the difference between Changqi and modern chessboards?
The differences of Chinese chess, known as Xiangqi, and chess is that Chinese chess, the pieces stand on the line, I've said this before, and the chess, they stand on the squares, which means there are more spaces in Chinese chess. And in Chinese chess, there are two unique pieces: the advisor and the chariot. The cannon. Sorry. And there is a river and a palace in Chinese chess, while in chess it's black and white squares, 8 times 8.
Okay, thank you for explaining that. And just the last part of her question, there was another part, but you've already answered it. So the last part I think is very interesting. What do you think are the challenges of introducing this traditional game to people?
The challenges might be that people will think it's boring because it has Chinese in the name, and most people hate Chinese. But it's actually really fun. And another challenge is that sometimes people may not even see the video right there.
Okay. Yeah. No, I understand. I understand what you mean. Okay, thank you for that. Now, there are other questions for Micah, but they're pretty much kind of repeating what you've already answered. So thank you to everyone for the questions. I think we're going to move on to a few more for Warren, and then the questions directed for both. So you're not completely finished yet, Micah. So Warren, a question from your mentor, Miss Lisbeth. What advice could you give someone that is wanting to play basketball?
I would ask them to practice how to practice dribbling the ball, because dribbling the ball is really important in basketball.
Did we lose your audio, Warren, halfway through there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes.
I would ask them to practice more how to dribble, because dribble is really important in basketball.
Okay, so work on their dribbling. Very good. And another question from Miss Elizabeth Warren. Have you ever taken part in a basketball tournament? And a very good part, how do you stay motivated after losing a game?
I would just keep saying to myself to always practice and so that could win the next competition.
Okay, very good. And have you taken part in tournaments?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you for that. And next question is for both. So these questions will be for both presenters. So the first question is from Miss Lenny. Both of you have interest in games, and in games we usually win or lose. Okay, Warren, you've kind of already answered this one, but we will allow Micah to answer. So in games, you either win or you lose. And Miss Lenny's asking, what would you do when you win or when you lose? How would you behave in both scenarios? So Micah will give you a chance, and then Warren, you can answer the winning part as well.
When you actually, I don't understand this question. Is it how you win or how you behave when you?
I assume what it is there is kind of like, how would you behave? Like how would you?
Oh.
How would you take a defeat?
When you win, you feel happy. Usually they shake hands when they finish the game, and when you lose, you just you just have the comments of them, and you will try better next time, the usual stuff. And if they concluded in a draw, which is possible if both of them feel like it's not going anywhere, then they will shake hands and it's over.
I take it you shake hands regardless of the result. Is that correct?
Yeah, you shake hands.
You shake hands. Okay, so it seems to be quite respectful. Okay, that's good. And Warren, I think you were asked the question about how do you motivate after losing. The question you didn't answer would be about the winning part. What would you do when you win?
I would feel really happy because I just won a basketball competition. And usually after finishing basketball, we have to shake hands with all the enemy team and the coach.
Maybe opposition might be better than enemy. I know what you're saying. Again, it seems pretty similar. You would shake hands with the opposition, win or lose. Is that right, Warren?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, thank you, guys. There are a few more questions for both of you, so hang tight. We'll have to go through these. In the meantime, I'll ask this question here from Anne, and it's to Warren. Very good question. How important is teamwork in basketball?
It's really important because if you don't play team, you will lose the game.
Okay, could you tell us a little bit more about, like, it is really important, but could you tell us like why it's important to you? Why do you think?
Because we can't just dribble the whole game and not passing it to our teammate.
Yeah, and yeah, very good.
And in basketball, usually it's 5 versus 5.
It is. It's 5v5, and there's no I in team, as the old saying goes. And could you put the skills that you've learned of teamwork into your school life? Could you use the skills that you learned in basketball about working as a team? Could you use them in your normal life outside of school?
Yeah, maybe in some group works in school or other big project.
And do you have an example for us of a time that you were able to use teamwork in a group?
when I do my group.
If you don't have an example, that's fine. It's an
I don't have
on-the-spot
the
question
example.
off the top of your head. That's perfectly fine, Warren. I was just, but again, you do know that you can transfer those skills from sport into teamwork. So that's very good. The next question is for, one second. Oh, yes. This is a good one. So this is all about perspective. It's from Miss Lenny, and it's for both Warren and Micah. I'm smiling because of the question. If you became a PYP mentor for yourself, what advice would you give to yourself? So if you became a PYP mentor, what advice would you give to your mentees? So we'll go to Warren because Michael looks like he's yawning or he's froze.
I would ask myself to focus on my PYPX first and manage my time to finish all of it before doing other stuff.
Okay, very good. And Micah, if you were a PYPX mentor, what advice would you give to yourself? So
I will give advice to have a better time management, since I plan and organize with the PYPX, and I will say stay calm and don't be so nervous until you get sick.
okay, that's very good. Very sage advice you've given to yourselves. Okay, and earlier you got over the problems with freezing. Miss Susie thought you froze because you were in shock about having to be a PYPX mentor. So very good, guys. Thank you for the answers. I do have a couple of questions of my own just before we bring the session to an end.
This might be interesting.
What's that?
This might be interesting.
It might be, or it might be boring, but we'll find out. My question is very simple. Where do you feel you have improved as a student from the beginning of the PYPX until now? How much do you think you've improved as a student? And that could be for anything, that could be maturity, anything. So I'll ask you first, Micah, how much do you think you've improved as a student since the beginning of this PYP exhibition?
Thank you, Mr. Nal. That's a very good question. I improved a lot in this PYP experience. I improved my time management skills because I had to plan and organize my work, and I also improved my communication skills, and because I had to communicate with all the students and teachers. I also improved to be more balanced, so I can do my PYPX work on time.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Warren, Micah, for the answer. And Warren, the same questions for you. How much do you think you've improved as a student?
I think I a lot in my self-management skills and my time management skills.
Okay, so yeah, time management seems to be the biggest thing. Once you have your time management under control, the rest of the stuff is it's hard work and effort. But once you have the time management, it's a huge help. Well, I'd like to say thank you to both of you for, number one, your presentations, number two, answering the questions, and also thank you to Micah for keeping calm, even with the technical issues. It can be quite trying. And Warren, for a guy who was nervous at the beginning, you did fantastic. Okay, you wouldn't know that you were nervous at all. So well done to both of you. I will ask you to join me again for the goodbye, but for now, I am going to give you the QR codes That's more like it. We would encourage you to visit the Google sites of all students, not just Micah and Warren, but all of our year 6 students. You can use the QR code on the screen, and the lovely Miss Susie has also shared the QR or the link for the G sites in the chat box. Also, we would encourage you to help us by filling in the feedback form for day 4. Any feedback, whether positive, negative, or neutral, is more than welcome. All this feedback helps us to improve the experience for everybody. So we do encourage you to fill in the feedback form for today. And that is it. Can I ask David to put the spotlight on? Thank you. And I'd also like to say thank you to the technical and production team who've done a fantastic job today. Everything's gone super smoothly, and there's a lot of work in the background. I'm sure you don't realize the amount of work that goes on from the background. So, Micah, as we've rehearsed, one last thing.
Be true, be you.
Warren?
Ya, bisa ya.
It's goodbye from us, and tomorrow's session we start again for the last day of the PYP exhibition, and you will be hearing from Mercy and Keanu from 8:30 tomorrow morning. We would be delighted if you could join us for the last day of our PYPX. But for now, we are done. Thank you, Micah. Thank you, Warren. Thank you to everyone. Bye-bye. Stay safe. Stay healthy.